Hey everyone, welcome to the video. Today, finally, after waiting for a few months, we can finally pick up troop damage. So get this right before 7 ER and can max it out. And we're running this different style base, so maybe it works out before a bunch of people figure it out. But let's try it a few hits. And already, even though we're waiting so long for troop damage, doesn't always mean it's gonna be a big help. Because we're doing these critter cannon hits and we still gotta keep our critters alive. So it's part of the reason that might think about troop health next. But still, once we do have critters out there, they're gonna do a lot more damage. And still doing the same kind of hits, so in most cases taking 3 critter cannons on the left side. And I think a good rule of thumb is, now whether or not there's boom mines, just take 2 clones on the right side. So on the left here, just planning our shocks. I think we can do, let's say, maybe 1 in that shock launcher boom cannon, and then 1 on these guys right here. Even though there's a third one, can maybe ignore it and hopefully it doesn't kill too many critters. While on the right side, maybe watch out for some defips, but go like that. So you get the few critter cannons on the left side, and everyone else on the right. And here we'll just do 1 serum, and get our 2 shocks going. Once we do the left side, then we can worry about the right. And now just start doing some flares. So starting off with that mortar. And the main thing with these hits is just getting some good flares down. So like after this one, we have enough critters on that side, can go for that boom cannon. And the main thing is we just gotta keep our critter cannons moving. As soon as we see enough critters, we can go ahead and move on to the next building. So this side looks okay. Saving for, let's say, 1 more serum, and then get it pretty soon. And now, any last bit of artillery we can put in the last ER, and on this one pulling a 314. So we'll see if it's enough, but you can already see with troop damage going from like 3-minute times to now like 310, 315. And we are back in this territory of doing some really fast hits, so it really comes down to the plan and how you break it down. So like on the left, you want to drop 3 critter cannons, not too close together, but also not too spread out. So what I like doing is from the far right side do 1 of them, then maybe like 1 or 2 tile gap, drop 3 critter cannons. And in most cases, you don't want to do anything more than 2 shocks. So like here, 1 on the right side, 1 over here. Even if you don't get every single splash defense, even like a shock launcher, it's not a big deal. As long as you get the main bulk down, you can have so many critters that it can just overwhelm everything. So doing 2 shocks and then 1 serum on this side. While on the right, you can do your 2 clones, 3 critter cannons. And again, it's about the flow of just always having serum on them and keeping them moving. So do like 1 serum early, and then just flare some buildings next to the engines. So like first we went to this mortar, then we went to that one. And of course after the first serum we did 1 more time. It's kind of good practice on, do you have enough critters next to the engine to take it down? So if let's say you flare too early, it's okay because you can always go back with either another flare or even artillery to finish it off. I would say better to flare early than later because if you flare too late, then that's just getting slower times. You don't have to wait for the engine to go down before moving on. And here we went to that boom cannon just to get some better spread. Like I think we got 1 defib for those mines, maybe 1 more for these guys. But in a lot of cases, your clone rifles could also get some mines for you, or even the critters that are already spawned outside. But after some good pathing, then again do 1 more flare, get another serum going. Really quickly after we saw just a few critters, we moved on to the next building because, well, that machine gun has a blind spot. So moving to this engine, and I think we did 1 more serum towards the back end, and then flare the last ER. On most bases, especially without a sky shield, you don't really need artillery, so you can use a bunch of it for the last ER just to speed it up. Or you can zoom out and see maybe some engines don't have too many critters, you can use it to help those guys out. So it's really similar to 5 ER hits, just again keeping the flow of critter cannons and serum. And because we know that, well, if we're nice to critter cannons, they're going to be nice to you, we might get troop health as our next unlock, because it does affect the critters that come out of critter cannons. And if we're doing all these hits, then maybe they can survive for one extra mine or just survive in general for any sort of building. But in this one here, it's a little bit different. Because we only have one engine on the left side, we can just do 2 Kura cannons there. And then we'll do 2 clones on the right with 4 on the right side. It is a bit front loaded, so we don't have to worry too much about shock launchers. So maybe delay the Kura cannons just by a few seconds. So on this side we'll do 2 Kura cannons, get the clones out, and 4 on this side. And on the left we're going to do 1 serum, and then just 1 shield. While on the right side, get the serums going. So we'll wait just a few seconds, and then keep on flaring some buildings. Let's get that shock launcher down, and then go for that machine gun. We'll get 1 defib for some mines. And then we can move on to that mortar. Just again, always keeping the Kura cannons moving. Now we want to go for that machine gun, get 1 more defib. As we see just a few critters, we can go for that shock launcher. And maybe over here, wait, let them critters pile up just a little bit. Once we have a few more, we can go ahead for the last ER. We don't have a ton of critters on the far right, but maybe it's still enough. Get 1 more serum down here. Now we'll do artillery on the right side because that's where we need the most damage. So here, not a super fast time, but pulling a 259. Maybe could have been a bit better with what we flare, but in this case, still being enough for a win. We did choose only 2 Kura cannons on the left side because there's just 1 engine this time. I think my rule of thumb is 1 ER can be 2 Kura cannons, but if there's 2 of them, then just take 3. And that shield helps for that boom cannon. On the right side it looks scary, but just flaring key buildings. Like get that shock launcher down, then go for that machine gun. Maybe we didn't have to art the sky shield, instead we could have flared, let's say, that sniper over here. Because if you kill that sniper, then the critters still spread out and go on the left and right ERs. Otherwise it's again, flaring super early, just to get the flow of Kura cannons. And besides troop health, maybe we want to get 1 more offense, which if you look in this space, always the last engine is this one right here. And surprisingly, that 1 node we skipped at 5 ER with crystal critters, normal critters, we don't really need those to clear mines, but it has 1 more ability, which is turret. So you can just imagine that you throw a few turrets on the left side, it can just straight up hit this engine and take it down. Especially now that we have 100 troop damage, it could really save a lot of time. So troop health and turret are our 2 next unlocks, and tomorrow we'll see how that goes. Here, because there's 2 engines, we'll go with again 3 Kura cannons, then 2 clones on the right, and there are a lot of boom mines, but we have defib to help us out. So on this side, still doing 2 shocks. Got 3 Kura cannons, drop these guys on the right side, and we'll do 1 serum with 2 shocks. Here we can also do a serum, start on maybe 1 defib. And I think we'll go ahead and flow that sniper. Maybe get 1 more defib on this side. As we get just a few critters, keep everyone moving. Go for this mortar first to get a bit better angle. And 1 art for that shock mine. As we get more critters there, we'll go ahead and flow that shock launcher. And hopefully there's enough critters on that side. And if not, we always have some artillery. Go ahead for this last engine, get 1 more serum. Again, we want to hit both the Kura cannons and the critters, and a few arts on the last ER. So on this one, pulling a 313, see if that's good enough. But on this 23 right here, looks like it is. So again, you can imagine that if you do the same exact hit, but you have some deployable turret, even with a few cannons, I mean, this one's out of range, even that one could be. Just throw like 2 or 3 on this side in the beginning of the hit, and you can maybe save like 5-10 seconds. And we also are right now in kind of the halfway point in the season, so let me know how it's going. Like right now we're kind of late into 6 ER, and maybe it's kind of surprising we're at the halfway point and almost a max 6. But let me know how the season's been so far, if you like it, if you don't like it, and it'll be cool to hear your thoughts. Well, in this space here, Again, 2 engines on the left side, so we'll do 3 crit cannons. Even though the shock launchers are really spread out, we still want to drop them kind of towards the right side. Doing 1 shock over here, and maybe 1 in that boom cannon and machine gun. Otherwise, going from the right side. So do 3 over here, get the troops going on the right side, and we'll do 1 serum with 2 shocks. On the right, we can start doing a serum on this side. We are going to wait a few seconds. Let's get a defib going right now. You want to wait a bit because all these critters that come out can now distract that shock launcher. 1 more serum here. And as we see a few of those guys, go ahead for this cannon, then move on to that sniper, and keep on doing more serums. Here there's a flame on that side, so we'll wait maybe a few more seconds. And I think now go for this ER, go ahead and do a serum right here, and then just go for this last one. For artillery, you can also do the sides of the buildings to kind of kill those too. Because any chance you can get both machine guns and flames, it still works out. So pulling a 307 if that's enough. And I think a lot of these pushes, our base is really just holding up. Sure, it's good to do fast hits, but it's always relaxing when you know your base can help you out more. But either way, getting that win, and that should be enough for 23. So troop damage, getting the job done, and really helping out our times. In fact, right now, like we said, we can pick up this troop health, because it should really help out our critters and doing all these hits. And the one more thing we're going to get for tomorrow is going to be this turret. If you already got this node, I think it's worth switching. Because again, right now for mines, you have defib, you have artillery. So you can use turret to really take down some buildings, especially some engines. Otherwise, we're going to try pushing a bit tomorrow. And now just a big save for 7 ER. It should be really good even just for the deck layout. And then almost at the end of the tree, got some lasers, troop damage, building health. And then it's just backfilling all the other branches. But let me know how troop damage works out. And that's going to be it for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.